Alright, we're skipping the pleasantries today. We're just gonna get right into the meat and potatoes, the nuts and the bolts, the sock and the cum. This is how you give an upcoming game in the same genre some tier 1 marketing. Sick of playing games with servers that don't work? Come play our shiny new hype train to death game instead. Congratulations, the video is over. I told you what it was in 100 words or less. Bye! For those of you who complained about this type of video style, you can leave now. Graham, it's over, worm. But the rest of you normal people who came here to watch an actual fucking video, let's set the scene. A little over half a year ago, Guilty Gear Strive sunk its rock-infused teeth into me and rocked my world. I became obsessed with learning about this fighting game. I mean, it was my first one, and just like my first love, I fell hard. Every time I booted up, I was greeted with a stellar soundtrack, kick-ass characters, and an online experience that was super close to playing offline, and the ability to mostly find matches right away. I even entered a handful of tournaments placing 9th basically every time. The voices that have been inside of my head for years, demanding increasingly more from me, always reminding me that I'm a piece of shit and deserve less than a flea, slowly began to lose their power until they all were quiet. But on March 7th, 2023, that all changed when the Xbox release attacked. Pandemonium struck as the servers were lit on fire. Finding a match was a consistent failure. Even when the stars aligned, allowing you to match up with someone, you would be met with a random disconnect mid-match.
Especially if you're winning.
Even before this, there was a hacker problem plaguing content creators and high-level players, blocking them from being able to play the game. Of course, my dumbass wasn't included during that time, so I got to play all I wanted. This is important though, because a month of being able to play my favorite game has forced me to try other games in the same genre and look forward to the releases of new games in said genre. You know which ones I'm referring to. Street Fighter 6, Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, and Tekken 8, to name a few. In my newly acquired free time, the voices have begun to crawl back from the note basement I locked them in months ago. Rather than address them, I kept the door closed and decided to ignore them. So we tried Street Fighter 5 instead, and let me tell you, I was miserable for the entire 20 hours I spent in that game. However, I was able to leave with a positive outlook and an understanding of what I like and don't like in fighting games. I also learned some new things and decided that Street Fighter 5 is really dope as a spectator. Next, after that, I tried Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and let me tell you, that game is sick. It's pretty, it's got a good soundtrack, I like the characters, everything about it's been super enjoyable so far. And that right there is the problem. For a game like Strive, to have its sweaty little fingers wrapped around my neck so tight it's all I could think about, to be able to push me away, they'd have to really fuck up. I was willing to try anything to fill that time I spent with Strive, and I consider myself someone who really loves the damn game. So with games like Street Fighter 6 and Grand Blue Rising on the horizon, shouldn't it be Strive's top priority to entice its current player base to stay in-game as much as possible? Why make it easier for upcoming games in an already niche genre to steal your player base? I could go on and on beating the same drum, but at the end of the day, I just want to play the game I love so much. However, I am now more excited than ever to try these upcoming games, simply because I just want to be able to find matches easily. This video wasn't meant to doom on Strive. I think it's going to be fine, and I don't see myself quitting until the next installment drops. However, I wouldn't be surprised if the continuous server-related and matchmaking issues drains a decent portion of the player pool into another game. That's all from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!